Hey, y'all, it's good to see you. Come on in.
It is. We have a Stirling mini for you today.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
We are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, y'all, come on in. Thank you for finding our little barbershop. And if you happen to be here during one of the live premieres, why, come on in the live chat and meet the Whiff Pack, a cool group of folks hanging out from all over the world. They'd love to meet you, too.
They would. And for our mention today, we recently grabbed the EDT of Sweet Stuff from Stirling. And smelling it in this formulation, I'm going to reach for this a lot more than I originally thought I would. It's just nice, fun, and subtly sweet.
Y'all, it's an homage to a beautiful Prada scent, lovely, mellow, all-occasion cologne, and just kind of smells like my sister's room when I'd be walking by when she was in high school. Just a subtle, lovely, feminine, sweet smell with a subtle wisp in the bass notes that somebody might have had a cigarette a day before. I'm not sure why it works, but it does beautifully. If you know, put in the comments. And what is our soap today?
Our soap today is Maribor, which is an homage to John Varvatos Vintage.
Y'all, I don't think we've been acquainted with John Varvatos yet, but we are definitely excited because we've heard of him. Let's meet the soap. So, y'all, there are a couple of artisans who do some reconnaissance around the holidays. With Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements Advent Calendar, it helps Douglas and Fran get a sense of what scents might be the bangers of the year ahead. And with Rod and Mandy at Stirling, they release a small 3-ounce size soap and 2-ounce size splash on Black Friday of 7 or 8 different scents that may or may not be back in full-size sets someday, depending on how far our skirts get blown up by the smaller sizes. So today, we have a very special one called Maribor.
A great scent for when you have a long journey ahead of you full of peril and you need a boost in your endurance. Based on John Varvatos Vintage, this woody Shifra is a blend of rhubarb, quince, pepper, wormwood, basil, and fennel at the top. Cinnamon, juniper berries, lavender, green leaves, jasmine, and orris root in the middle. And a base of tobacco, suede, balsam fir, tonka bean, oak moss, and patchouli. My friends, that is a list.
You must be tired. You might have to lie down. Quince? What's quince? No, that's what I thought it was. That's a quinceañera. What does quince smell like? Y'all, we are in for some mysteries and wonders here today, but I will tell you, the name John Varvatos echoes through the halls of this community along with Tom Ford and Delbert Creed. So y'all strap in. It's time to let this one out of the box.
This was the first big box of minis, but there are still a few in here.
Kind of ironic that the smallest soaps come in such a big, giant box.
Right?
Okay, so some of these you still didn't see yet. We have not gotten around to First Light yet. An Outdoor Man. Oh, I can't wait to do Outdoor Man, but that is not for today. Today, you are here to see Maribor, y'all. All right, y'all, these little splashes come in 2-ounce sizes. The normal ones are 3.5. So this is like more than half of a normal size splash. And this is your soap, and these are perfect friends, and we are ready for our Barbados first impression. How do they fit so many scent notes into such a tiny soap? Have we ever seen a list like that before?
No, and there were new ones on there, too.
I was getting tired. Just listen to that whole thing. Okay, here we go. Take that in. I want to see how these combine.
Maribor. Okay. Cute little pour.
Very nice. Very nice.
All right, diving in.
I forget if this is an 03 or 04, but she knows.
Wow, that needed a long... I mean, after that list, I get it.
What'd you get?
Okay, so I do understand why it has the green color on the sticker.
Okay.
That oddly fits, but not like how I was expecting.
Oh.
It is not like a polo green kind of green.
Okay.
It's much more... Like, I almost thought it was going to go aquatic at the end. It didn't.
Oh.
I don't know how the green could be so bright. And it's not the normal... greens.
Okay.
Like my brain kept being like, is it this one? No. Is it this one? No. So I don't go into like the tree,
Right.
the ferns. I don't go in anywhere of those. It doesn't go minty like I thought, but it's something herb oriented.
Right. Now, constant viewers will know that we started using the word green to describe sort of a note of a rose stem without the rose. Like if you could break open a rose stem and smell it. Like that kind of almost bracing, almost squinchy kind of green note. Is that what's hiding in here?
You know, it's not. I think that's why one of the ones that I was like, is it?
Right.
No, because I don't get that I don't want to say earthy. I don't think it doesn't go as dark as even like a rose stem would go.
Gotcha.
Somehow it's still on the brighter green side.
Nice.
I remember basil in there. So I think if I had to pick, it's more in that basil lane.
Right.
But I don't have any gourmands. Like it doesn't go into that side of the basil.
Gotcha.
It's just keeping it bright and clean. There's something of a brighter citrus that's in there as well. Again, not the normal like bergamot go-to citruses, but it's keeping it bright and clean. I don't know if there's a time of year you couldn't reach for this.
Gotcha.
Like it just has a fun, clean, brighter, greener, a little more masculine on that side, but I don't think I couldn't wear it. So it's not too far.
So out of this cast of a chorus line of scent notes, what else is jumping out as prominent?
Let's see.
Because some of them are going to stay hidden. Some of them are just meant to support, but some of them make up the personality.
It smells expensive, y'all. And it makes sense because of that list. Like, I can just tell there's a lot of layers in this scent.
Right.
It's, there's something that's, if there could be a green floral, it's not a thing, but there's something in that category that is where I'd want to put this because it just has such a fine perfumer's blend happening that it's not something you would pass in your normal day or your normal selections in your den.
Right.
There's something else that's happening magically in here that's taking the scents and just rearranging them into a cool new vibe.
How sweet does it go?
Ooh. It's hovering on the cusp of sweet.
Gotcha.
It's like a masculine sweet. Not gourmandy, but there's something in it. I think it's a floral or a citrusy something in there that's just adding a little sweet. So it's not getting too dark. It's not getting anything tart in there.
Gotcha.
It's still in that, like, it's almost like a scent that's alive. Ooh. Does that make sense?
Right. Oh, to me, it does. Does it go deep and spicy the way that Brooklyn or Harrod does? Because I saw cinnamon on there.
You know, I wouldn't know that cinnamon was on the list.
Oh.
And I don't think I would go that it's spicy or deep. I think that's why I'm stuck in this like almost green floral zone, only because like on a scale of dark to light, it's approaching more of the lighter side overall to me.
Well, I am stuck in the middle with you, so I am going to try this now.
Please
Here
do.
we go. The shaking clam works just as well in the 3 ounces. And l'chaim. Oh.
Do you see why I was like, I can tell you what it's not?
Y'all, for me, this starts as the world's most expensive bar bath soap. A beautiful, clean, friendly hit right off the top that as you walk by, somebody's just going to go, oh, that dude is clean. Not really jumping out any scent notes on that other than something beautiful and soapy, and well, it is soap. But then, hold on. Right about the time where the bubbles start to pop and it starts to smell super sweet, it takes a giant, herby, woody, right-hand turn, and all of that gets subdued. Y'all, I was watching our interview with Barrister and Mann as I was editing it for YouTube, and I noticed that Will was talking about that one scent that stayed super linear the entire time he had it on, and it really bugged him, and I thought that was hilarious. But now I'm really starting to get what he means. When you first take this in, it is one thing. In the middle of your whiff, it is a second thing, and by the end of it, it is almost something completely different, because by the end, I am sitting here with a really dapper, beautiful, and most likely prohibitively expensive aftershave. But that is not where it starts. So it's almost like this is the entire grooming experience in a scent. It starts with a beautiful shower to get you all clean, and then you're going to be able to smell all the trees and herbs and grasses outside as you approach your shave mirror. And at the end of that, you get a little bit of that aftershave hit on your cheeks, and this is there for all 3 of those acts. And boy, when that window opens and you get that hit of that green. See, I was thinking it was green. It's more like green.
Layers.
Yes. In fact, we were looking at wedding venues, and we drove to the beautiful city of Mill Valley yesterday. And with the windows down, there was just something out there where we were like, oh my God, if they could make a shave soap out of whatever it is that these beautiful woods and trees and grasses are making outside of our window.
And there you go.
That is what's in the middle of this. It's not where it starts and it's not where it ends.
No.
But much like that little adventure yesterday, it's right there in the middle. And boy, is this beautiful. And I'm thinking we should probably look at the scent notes now, because this might take a while. Back to the 2023 Black Friday email from Stirling Soap. I know it took us a long time to get to this. Maribor, a great scent for when you have a long journey ahead of you full of peril and you need a boost in your endurance based on John Barbados vintage. This woody Shifra is a blend of. Now, let's just start here.
Okay, woo! Ready? Rhubarb, quince, pepper, wormwood, basil, and fennel. Top notes.
Y'all, if you are from Minnesota, you know that beautiful tartness of a rhubarb pie, and that is what is meeting you in the middle of this. I think that's almost what's bringing you in the door of that second act for those grasses and woods. Quince, spice, citrus, pineapple.
Right?
Beautiful. Pepper, This is interesting. You don't generally see wormwood, pepper, basil amongst top notes that are like quince and rhubarb. Lighter things, but boy, does that create movement. It's almost like the top notes have weight. And
I
then
would agree.
What's in the middle?
All right, strap in. This is where the cinnamon's at. Juniper berries, lavender, green leaves, jasmine, and orris root. Hi, yi, yi.
All right. So I know what you're thinking. Is the cinnamon even smellable in this? Because 9 times out of 10, when we have a nice cologne that says cinnamon, it's really hard to find. Y'all, it is standing tall and proud in the middle of this as the spine. Are you getting that too? And then the juniper berries are maybe 8% of that, but they are clicking in to give that cinnamon a sense of clean, the same way the Happy Chaps smoke and caramel did, and I am beguiled by that.
I think the juniper berries is the only kind of sweet part that I was actually getting, but it's a real thing, so it wasn't that gourmandy sweet. It was just something that makes it real.
Right.
And then that adds, I think the cinnamon for me, my brain was getting that more along the rhubarb woodsy side. Like I was thinking that was more of the bark of something, but it's definitely there.
And then the green leaves, jasmine. Like what?
Masculine
a little
floral.
Spark of light in the dark, but it's there. And then that balances out with orris root. And look, tobacco in the base, suede, balsam fir, tonka bean, oak moss, and patchouli. Y'all, every single tier of this is a yin yang. This is almost like a 3-way mashup of a scent. The top note is its own thing, because even the top notes have base notes. The middle notes have top notes and base notes. The base notes have top notes and base notes. Yeah. This is like 3 different colognes that are put together to just smell like money.
I think it might be time to lather this up because those layers are insane.
Oh, pennies from heaven. These are our bougie sticks from Amazon.com, and they are used to scoop out the soap. Now, this Stirling soap has a lovely bite back to the stick, and for me, that's how you know work is being done.
That's about how much we grabbed?
Right, and then my goal here is to actually make a smooth surface among the ridges of the bowl with the soap so that when I take the brush to it, it doesn't pull off any chunks. We hate chunks around here at the Barbershop Duet just as much as we hate pants, right, fellas?
Happening?
Hey, Scarn was recently re-released. This has hints of that and a little bit of bubble gum. Are you almost getting that?
Wow, there are layers to this. I am so excited to have the splash too because I think that's going to just fill in the blanks even more.
Now I'm just getting way too excited. I'm going to put this next to our Leighton homage Arlen that was also a Black Friday. For some reason, there is just a similar comforting mellow quality to both.
So is this in the lane of like the Marcus Clean scent maybe?
You know, that's a really good question. I would say this is Marcus Clean Plus.
Yeah.
Marcus Clean with benefits. They're going to know I'm clean, but they also might suspect that I have a little something on.
Yeah.
And then, y'all, we're just going to come at the soap with an almost dry brush because the brush is going to pick up a little bit of that water from the bowl itself. And then we're going to go forwards, we're going to go backwards, and then we're going to turn the brush. And by the way, if you have $13 burning up your bank account, this is just about the best shaving brush in the business. It's my favorite, tied with the Atomic Rocket from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. I love how it feels. I love how I can use it like a pencil in the bowl to get super specific on where I'm trying to zoom in on. And then, y'all, just about the time a cobweb pattern starts to appear in the bottom of the bowl asking for water, we're going to go down and get the rest of it. Oh,
I'm smelling lovely things happening, just saying.
This is the kind of thing you'd want to do a dry bloom of. So, y'all, draw yourself a bath the next time you're deserving of such things, but take your shave soap, put it in your bowl, and float it in a sink of warm water near the tub. Well, after 5 or 6 minutes, your bathroom's going to smell a lot better than your kitchen.
Yep. I have to say the scent intensity on this is quite turned up. Somehow it's a lighter scent, but it's turned up.
Glorious. And I think if I were to make a distinction between where Leighton goes and where this one goes a little bit more green and a slight bit closer to the ocean. I'm not saying it's an aquatic, but you can see it on a clear day.
I think those florals, and there's something about the real fruits that are happening in there. It's awesome layers, y'all.
And the way the blend of the notes from each tier of this are presenting a third of its personality, and here it just stands up and walks away. Unbelievable.
I have to say, these minis from Stirling help educate us on what the perfumer's world even has out there. We would have never seen this if it wasn't for the Maribor here.
Right. And generally, these are not original shaving soap scents. These are homages. It's Rod and Mandy testing out the dupe oils that they have found, and they know how to find the good ones. They buy the originals and write them off. And y'all, this is something you will only find here on the Barbershop Duet. This is the Keen Say You, Say Me, Say It Together on 3 with 1, 2, 3. Oh, I can really smell that that's a concentrate.
Yeah.
And I can really kind of tell by how it spreads out how the magic's being done in that.
Right?
But this is your pony.
I agree.
Oh, man.
There's nothing in this that's pokey or that you would get tired of as you wore it throughout the day.
Right.
There's some kind of magic in there that with all those layers, nothing in there doesn't exist well together.
Right. And one of our With Pack members said something awesome the other day. They were like, how mellow is it? And I was like, what a great word. Like the guy on Galaxy Quest that's not fazed by anything, right? That's a hell of a thing. That guy. Nothing phases this cologne.
No.
There is not an occasion you can't take this to. It would know just how to behave.
And I have to say, the crowd-pleasing scale on this one is like a 9, don't you think?
Dude, 9.5? I mean, how high does it go?
Right.
Well, only because this is the anti-pokey. There is nothing at all even squinchy about this. They were not trying to push the envelope here. They were trying to dig. So a lot of times it's about trying to find a great melody. It's not about going into the atonal stuff. It's not about finding how crunchy the jazz can be. No. It's just about digging. The melodies are already there. And y'all, Shave and Tell was in our chat this morning. We were so happy to see him, and we love watching how that lather coats his face. So while we don't do shaving here in the Barbershop Duet, I will show you how that lather coats the face. Where might you wear this?
Oh, I just picture going outside like on a spring day or something. Like there's a breeze in the air, the sun is out. Like even today it was 70 degrees here, and I didn't want to come back inside from our walk. I would want to wear this.
I love that. It does have sort of a foggy, but at the same time could have a sunlit feel to it. And y'all, there might be 1 or 2 questions I have about these bass notes. Would you follow me down a little deeper? You know, I am curious. I keep Arlen here with me at all times, just in case I might need it, and I wonder how close these might be. Let's have a little comparison whip on 3. 1, 2. Oh, interesting. Y'all, these are cousins. This has more citrus.
Yes.
This has more of the tobacco and cinnamon stuff going on. I did not think these would be as closely related as they are.
It's funny, reading the scent notes for this, I almost would picture more Arlen because of the spices that come alive here.
Right.
But the spices are quieter here. They're almost more the woodsy side and somehow still green.
This is a little bit more of a business suity sense to me, and this is a little bit more of an adventurous day
vacation kind
out
of thing.
On the trail. However, both of them speak to a beautifully put together guy. And I mean the kind of guy that if he's going to go hiking, he wears Eddie Bauer and vintage stuff. And I think the other distinction here is this goes a little bit higher in the sweets, and that's what gave me that sense of it being a little deliciously soapy at the beginning.
Yeah, I do still feel like I would lean more towards like a clean, soapy overall vibe. Like the pepper comes through. The other stuff that usually is in scents that we would call clean is for sure in Maribor.
Yeah, how are they different for you?
That one to me, it does have more the aquatic side, and the mids on this are brighter than the top and bottom. This, they're evenly stacked somehow.
Right. Yeah, just by virtue of the fact that there are bass notes in the top notes and top notes in the bass notes, I almost feel like this was 3 different colognes that somebody accidentally spilled together, and then the boss fucked in and they went, hey, you nailed it. You need a promotion. Well, it's like when they were building Disneyland and they had the model of the castle sitting near Walt's office. Well, one of the guys, just for a goof, took the entire top off and turned it around backwards and put it back on to make Walt laugh. Well, Walt walked in and went, oh, that's better. build it like that. And they did.
And if you remember for Abercrombie and Fitch Fierce, they had sent in the base, and then they decided, no, that's the scent we want.
Right, that's where they're like, you're done. That's what you just want the base? Yeah, we just want the base. And from there comes D503, y'all, mysteries and wonders. This is really beguiling.
Are you ready to smell the splash? I kind of want to turn this up a little bit.
I almost forgot. Get the splash. There it is in a beautiful little 2-ounce bottle. And these last a little longer than you think.
But be careful when you pour it out. They come out quickly, so don't be gentle.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah,
I remembered last time.
Here we go. Chin. Under my chin. Oh!
Yeah, there's more layers, I'm assuming.
Hold on. This went in 2 new directions.
Yep.
I found a little bit of that green rose stem that I think is in green Irish tweed and sharp-dressed man.
Yes.
And then...
It's more masculine here. I would completely change what I said earlier.
And then somehow a hit of that beautiful syrupy sweet brown sugar from my dad's old Avon colognes in the different bottles. Just a faint wisp out the door. But just that little kick in the butt of nostalgia, and I love that. What do you get?
Okay, this went way more on the masculine side. Smelling it here, I don't think we have anything like this in our den. Like the woodsy green sides are much more prominent here. Like how it was describing in the beginning, the woody chypre, I could say. It's totally more that zone.
Where's the splash? Hold on. I need you to smell something. Smell the orange. Put on one more coat of this and smell just for the orange that is in amongst the citrus.
That's funny. I don't get orange very much like the citrus. I get like wood that has more texture. That's like a leathery, suedey, that side's coming out.
It's your house after they treated it for termites with orange oil. That's what it is. And I know it's not in the scent notes, but I'm kind of getting a beautiful orange Julius orange in here somehow.
You know what that might be? What? The quince. Because remember it was like a honey and it had a pineapple
Smoky
something?
Pineapple. I got bugs. It's so good the bugs are coming. Smoky pineapple!
Right? It's
You're
something
right.
in there, that
and
texture.
Not in an Adventist way, but they've done something else clever with it that I've never experienced before.
Yeah, I think the quince mixed with rhubarb and suede. There's like something in there. Add in the juniper berries and the balsam fir.
There you go.
And there's just like things that we've approached before, but not like this.
And it's not even a new car suede. It's just that beautiful broken in jacket lining kind of thing. Warm and familiar.
It's much more on the putting on an afternoon Sunday matinee outfit, I think. Less hiking in the woods now, smelling it here.
Yeah, more theater, less forest.
Yes.
So it's pretty simple, y'all. On your next trip to Slovenia, you're going to be walking along the river. You're going to look up and see a little castle on the hill. And just about the time somebody says, that's Maribor. You just got your own. Head over to stirlingsoap.com where you can find this and a wide range of other products. Y'all, sometimes when I have my shave, I go running to the internet to look up John Varvatos, who he was, what he did, and how I can get more. This is an exceptional scent, rich and deep and yet debonair, bordering on the floral and the spicy, but with man-made elements of that hotel lobby that I love so much, and a vintage quality, to be sure. And the lather, it's a treat, my friends. If you have never had a Stirling shave, you owe it to yourself. Thank you, Rod and Mandy, for these little guys. Welcome to Messages.
So for our March giveaway, we wanted to give you a chance to get a $25 gift card to McDuff Soap Company.
It's in Canadian dollars, and all you have to do to be eligible is send an email here to we sent you at thebarbershopduet.com so that we can get back to you. It's the only way we communicate about our giveaways. And then check back here on our first April episode to see if you are our lucky winner.
Best of luck.
Masculine and kind. It doesn't have to prove how masculine it is. And I think that's why I love it so much. It goes deep. It goes friendly. It goes clever. It stays light. It just uses the dark to cast a bit of shadow.
And I'm really glad we got to meet John Varvatos, and it does have a little vintage vibe. It's current and has a little vintage with the suede things going on.
Glad you're here. That was that little hint of the Avon aftershave that I got, because I think it might be a little bit of a flanker. I think there might be a John Varvatos, and this is John Varvatos vintage. So, you might be honest.
Right, but there's just something timeless about it too. Like, I feel like anyone can throw this on. It's not stuck in vintage.
Right. This would even be one that I would have loved to have worn when I was first starting to wear colognes at 14 or 15. Boy, this would have made a splash in AP Spanish.
I am so glad we've got more of these minis to open because clearly these have been too much fun so far.
And I love these little sizes in our den. They're just so cute. With 500 soaps, they help us save on space. There's nothing wrong with that.
Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this.